Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, our show is being presented by the Refinery Restaurant and Market here in Andover, where the reviews tell you everything you need to know. Quote, comfortable and rustic building, hostess who greeted us, owner Brian who seated us, and our waitress Marina, and the food, all perfect. Sampler plate was very generous, and all meats done to perfection with excellent coleslaw and beans. Today, AJ Gigilo brings us out to the smoker and pulls back the curtain to see the real magic of the refinery. Collin Nevins, the coordinator of the Warner Stage in the Jim Mitchell Park, gives us a rundown of the free music available this summer. We'll hear how the expanded education program at the new London Barn Playhouse will make this a year-round facility. And we'll close with Shelly Hudson from Amplified Arts to hear about their next production, Emma. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle. We'll be right back.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Refinery Restaurant and Market here in Andover. If you haven't been, you're missing out. I don't know what else you're doing. Please come and check out the Refinery. It's fantastic. And this time we're going to talk with AJ, the pit master himself, all things barbecue. How's it work? How's it created? I mean, you're the master here. You tell me, but you're not just ordering some sort of rib and then it's being thrown in the oven and onto the plate. There's quite the process.
There's quite a process, so thanks for recognizing that first off. But yeah, no, it is quite a process. We've taken different cooking from throughout the country. Everybody has a particular style, whether it's Texas style beef brisket or Carolina ribs or Carolina pork, Georgia sauce. We've started to introduce all these elements into our barbecue. You started to see a white Georgia sauce show up on our brisket appetizer, but from the rubs perspective, there is the cornerstone of paprika, garlic, salt, pepper, right? And some sort of sweetness. So that's what we do. All of our pork and our chicken is rubbed down that way, paprika style rub, and there's no secrets. If anybody wants a recipe or even a lesson how to do it, most people come into the market and ask for things.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah,
no secrets here at the Refinery.
Yeah, no secrets. Okay. But we also think that we want to take barbecue and create a New England twist on it.
Sure.
Because you know, different areas like Texas brisket have post oak.
Yep.
Well, we don't have post oak, but we use a lot of hickory. So hickory is what we predominantly use to flavor our proteins. And then with that, our number one seller is the brisket, hands down. And it's on an entree, it's on the salads, it's on the sandwiches. And what we do with that is use a coffee rub. And anybody that's had coffee rub on like a ribeye steak wrapped in bacon and big peppercorns, you're already salivating, knowing what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's simple. It's equal parts of salt, garlic, and then twice the amount of coffee. And it could be cheap coffee, expensive coffee, but we let that sit for 24 hours. Most of our proteins are sitting around 24 hours in the rub. And it really starts to absorb some of that flavor, but it also helps create that bark profile that everybody likes.
Got it.
And then you get that nice, beautiful smoke ring when you're actually doing barbecue correctly. And the brisket will smoke 12, 14, 16 hours. Depending on our weather. Humidity has a lot to do with it. I always tell everybody, if it's raining, come to the refinery the next day and eat barbecue because the humidity that's outside helps. That's one of the secrets, right?
Little tip.
Yeah, and then we'll finish it. We'll wrap it up traditionally like everybody does to help that brisket, because it's a very tough cut, break down. And so it'll cook probably for another 10 or 12 hours. So we're on a 24-hour cycle with barbecue.
Wow.
And to do it authentically, we're not using any propane. It's just basically hickory, some lump charcoal, some traditional, like a Kingsford style charcoal, just to keep the longevity and the temperature where we need it to be.
And so you must keep that smoker running always.
Yeah,
most days.
so the summer seasons, it's kind of funny. Last week we broke our record. I think it ran almost 48 hours consecutively, never losing temperature.
Wow.
And I never really want to open it up and lose that heat, but we had to keep turning product over because we have a lot of catering and a lot of events in the town that we need to take care of. So.
Good segue. You must be a professional at this industry. Let's talk about events. You got a lot going on, not only here at the refinery, but you can utilize the refinery, which I think is really cool. You can have an event here. I'm coming to my brother's rehearsal dinner here in a couple of months. Thank you very much for hosting. But talk about events at the refinery and how people can utilize you.
Yeah, so if you haven't been in, we have almost 2 distinct dining areas. People wanted that community-based bar, open seating, loud. One of the complaints and also fun pieces of welcome feedback is, boy, you guys are busy because it's loud in here. Well, the dining room is almost like 100 people. So when everybody's talking, yeah, it does get loud there. But what they don't realize is there's another dining room, different level of finishes, some carpet there for things like rehearsals, company functions, meetings, birthday parties. And again, being part of the community, if people are using that room, it's not something that we typically have to rent out if you're meeting. There's 50 people coming in. Have the room. Thank you very much for using it. And there's another area for a service bar in there, and it has direct kitchen access, so you can almost have a private function with access to the rest of the facility without being interrupted by the main dining room. So that is segued into other things like trying to get live music, and our car shows, have taken off.
Cruise-in nights, the place to be.
Yeah, so cruise-in nights, fantastic thing. Levi's, the gentleman, you'll come in here and check out it doesn't have to be a classic car, but a lot of cars are showing up. One of the great things about the pandemic was that I think everybody was home. So anybody that had a classic car that they wanted to restore, I think it got done last year.
For sure.
So we're starting to see the first cruise night was in excess of 70 cars. I think we're averaging, high 50s, low 60s.
Amazing.
We've started to bring some food element down there.
Amazing.
We're going to run that through September.
That's great.
It's something that we wanted to do for the community. It's great to see a lot of kids getting fired up, young kids about cars again and working on cars. And everybody's friendly down there and having a great time.
Amazing.
And then trying to get out in the rest of the community.
You're doing it all here at the refinery. If people want more information, visit your website. You're also very active on social media, which is appreciated as well. So thank you so much for hosting us, most importantly the last 2 weeks, but also giving us the rundown of everything happening here at the refinery and the market.
Absolutely. Thanks you so
AJ.
much.
Well, what else can be said but yum? You owe it to yourself to come in and sample all their smoked delights. When we return, we'll hear about the great lineup of music scheduled by MainStreet Warner for their stage and visit with Peter Dixon on location at his home being constructed utilizing LaValle's panelized and fast framing technology. Now this word from other businesses that make your Yankee Chronicle possible in the Sunshine Lake Sunapee region.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed.
For the stock market.
Today, there are real threats to press freedom
is reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you.
Great question.
Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Let's now hear from Collin Nevins, the coordinator of music at the MainStreet Warner stage. Hi, Collin.
So I'm here in front of the MainStreet Warner stage, built completely by volunteer effort. And the park here is completely free, but for the events we encourage donations. That makes it possible for us to pay the musicians and to keep things going. We've got some great acts lined up for this summer. Coming up on Friday, July 15th, the Ferns Family Band, a father, son, daughter trio that you're not going to want to miss. Thursday, July 28th, we have Will Hatch & Co., a great singer-songwriter from the area, great Americana music. August 12th, Friday, Peabody's Coal Train. Rolling on through. Thursday, August 25th, we have the great Night Kitchen. If you didn't have a chance to see them at June Jam, they'll be here. Saturday, September 10th, we have a special event that we will let you know about, so keep your ears open for that. And Thursday, September 22nd, we have the Sunny Hunt Project, another local musician that you're not going to want to miss. Blues, rock, come on out. And of course, the 75th Annual Warner Fall Foliage Festival, October 7th through 9th. We'll have music down here, so don't miss that. We're located behind MainStreet Bookends. If you haven't been here before, the park surrounding MainStreet Bookends is totally open to the public and open year-round, and we encourage you to come on out and see some shows.
Well, I wanted to welcome you back inside MainStreet Bookends, and I welcome you into the gallery. We have had the opportunity to reorganize the gallery during this 15 months of being closed to everyone. We still have the amazing works of our local artists and craftspeople. We've also moved some of the bookshelves down here. So we now have the craft books and the art books and the psychology books and the healthcare and the education and childcare books down here. It's still the same place to come and rest, and please come in and enjoy it with us. So here we get to welcome you back into the children's toy and game section. Not that we don't have some toys and games for adults down here as well, but it's so much fun to be able to have this back again. We have puppets, we have wooden toys, we have games, we have a little bit of everything in here. Lots of crafts, lots of puzzles, lots of things for children. And being the proud grandmother of an 18-month-old, we have a special section now that's just for young babies, just for young children. Now this is the section that we have always devoted to children's books, and we've been able to reorganize this section so that the picture books are all alphabetical, and we have a wonderful nonfiction section now for children. So if you're interested in dinosaurs, we've got all the dinosaur books together. If you're interested in history, we have the history together. We have the biographies together. We have the very early readers, and right on up to the early chapter books. So it's been very fun to be able to reorganize this section. We have cards now that are specific to local artists, and our beloved carpenter of many, many years built us a new bookcase right here, and we've been able to adjust and move all the best-selling nonfiction from New England to this section right in here, and the best-selling fiction in New England to this section right here. So things can really breathe. We've been forced to reorganize and forced to really simplify in here, which has been so great. So a lot of the busyness we've tried to take away so that you can come in and you can just see what's here. This is our fiction section, and it's alphabetical by the author's last name, which wraps around. We have the children's classics and poetry and mythology. We have that all in one section now. And this is our reorganized and new section, which is devoted just to our local authors and our local poets. But it's wonderful to be able to really highlight our wonderful local authors and poets. And this section over here, this is all regional. This is if you're a hiker, or you're a fisher, or you a history buff, this is all very local information right here. And this is another section that we have redone. We have brought in a massive amount of new cards, and we're very pleased and proud of our card selection. We have moved the puzzles, which of course during the pandemic became so popular. So our puzzles are here now. Our gift wrap and our sets of cards are right here. And then we come into a room that I am particularly pleased about, particularly for the public, because this becomes a reading room in here. You're able to come in here now and truly browse the history, the cooking, the gardening, the animals, the guidebooks. We have some local artists that are featured in here. So this is a room really meant for you to come and enjoy. Our hours are Tuesday through Friday from noon to 6, Saturday from 10 to 4, and we'd love to have you come back or visit for the first time. Please come. Thanks.
When we return, I'll be joined by the new Director of Education at the new London Barn Playhouse. But first, here's a business that helps us keep your Yankee Chronicle coming to you.
Can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Refinery Restaurant here in Andover. And I'm now really excited to introduce everybody to the new Director of Education at the new London Barn Playhouse, Sage Tokash. Hi, Sage.
Hi, Abby.
Congratulations on this new position and being new to the area.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've loved exploring New Hampshire.
That's fantastic. So we're going to get right into it because the barn is thriving this time of year in the summer. There's a lot happening in terms of education and children's theater. Give us the rundown. You have a show in just a couple of days and actually free to the public.
Yeah, absolutely. So Hamlet will be our outdoor Shakespeare show at the Tracy Memorial Library in the garden out back.
Love
so it'll
it.
be beautiful among the flowers. We'll bring in some of our own set pieces, and we actually have a partnership with Blue Loon as well in town.
Great.
So audiences can go pick up their lunch box at Blue Loon that's all Hamlet themed, and then come on out to the show.
If people are curious, because I think they think Hamlet and they think, how is this related to a kid's show? Can you give us any sort of synopsis on what age range this is good for?
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our children's theater series shows are for ages, all ages.
Yep.
So kids and families, starting with, I know we have some 2-year-olds coming to the show.
Okay,
so
good.
Even if, I mean, the language is Shakespearean language,
Sure.
but our director, Nick Case, really did a great job of breaking the show down and getting a cut that is about 45 minutes to an hour long.
Love it.
So I think it will be really accessible to all ages, and he's been really working with all of the junior interns to really understand the language and know what they're saying.
Amazing. Then next up is Adventures in Wonderland. Tell us about that and when is it?
Yes, so the script is in process right now.
Cool.
So they're creating their own version of Alice in Wonderland that
Wow.
features, I won't give it all away, but it
Sure.
features some JIs that tumble into Wonderland.
Okay.
So it's all written by the cast and by the director and co-creator Ray, and that will be on July 28th at 11 and 2 at the barn.
Amazing. And we should mention quickly that the junior interns are made up of some local young actors who are really thriving in this performance and throughout the summer. Tell us about junior interns as a whole.
Yeah, so the junior intern program is based on the company's intern program, so bringing in students from all different colleges. So the junior interns are students 12 to 18
Love
who
it.
come for the summer, and some of the interns perform in all of the shows or design all of the shows in the summer, and then some of them come for different shows. But we have tech junior interns, we have performance junior interns, so it's a really great group of young people from the community and some people from other communities that are here for the summer.
What an amazing experience too, if that's really what they just want a taste of theater,
Yeah.
but to go in not just performing, but to know what stage management is and how you create sets and props. I mean, what an amazing experience for kids.
Yeah, and it's really exciting too. I think this is the first year that it's a record year for the number of junior interns that are now on the Barn Playhouse staff
Wow.
for the summer now that they've graduated from the junior intern program.
Just can't get rid of them.
Absolutely, they keep coming back.
And then you'll finalize the season with Matilda, which is
Yes.
a favorite of mine as a kid. Tell us about that, because you always go out with a bang with the last performance
Yeah,
of the summer.
absolutely. So the last show is always a big Broadway musical or something that's coming from the West End. It's a bigger known title.
Sure.
And it's a big musical with dances and songs and a pretty solidified script. So this is the Matilda based on the Roald Dahl book that was then turned into a movie
Sure.
as well. So It's classic. We're working on some accents. We're working on a lot of different pieces coming together to tell this classic story.
Amazing. So if anyone interested wants tickets, how do people do so to come to any of these performances?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just call the box office or visit our website.
Amazing. And we should mention too that you also have camps. That is very popular, and I think both junior interns and camps are worth talking about, because even if it's not for this summer, think about it for next summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So the camps are happening all throughout the month of July and into August, and so each week is a different camp that focuses on a different topic. So there's playwriting and storytelling and composing, and the Tech Week camp, and then one mini production at the end that's sort of an intro to the JI program if students are interested in that in the future.
Adorable, and all that information can be found online.
Yeah, absolutely.
And before I let you go too, you have a really great staff that comes in. A lot of them are returning, but some are new as well. But you have a whole staff of just people for JIs and camps. Give them a quick praise, because I know they do a lot of work.
Oh yeah. The JI and camp staff are amazing, and it's so great to start the summer with just a few of us that have been planning for a while.
Right.
And then to welcome all these people from around the country all year who are excited about working with kids in the area.
Amazing. Well, Sage, congratulations on your new position. We're happy to have you in our community, and lots always happening at the barn, so check out the website for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. When we return, we'll hear about another theater production coming up in our area. But first, these words from good businesses that make your Yankee Chronicle possible.
You're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Now you're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Whether you smoke or not, radon can cause lung cancer. Protect your family. Have your home tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Radon problems can be fixed.
This program is supported by MainStreet Bookends of Warner. For books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. MainStreet Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Peel, your host. Shelly Hudson of the Amplified Arts has another theater production cooking. Tell us more, Shelly.
So we're standing here in the Claremont Opera House. Amplified Arts is getting ready to mount their next production, which will be Jane Austen's Emma. And that was adapted by Michael Bloom. And we are getting ready. As you can see behind me, we've got the stage cleared, and we're working through blocking and setting the stage for our opening, which is July 21st here at the Opera House. We're excited to be back inside performing. You know, since COVID, we've been doing some stuff outside, we've been doing some stuff online, so it's really nice to be back kind of in that traditional setting to bring this production to our community. Amplified Arts has been around for 6 years now. It's hard to believe. We've produced many a show here in Claremont. Our traditional setting is a more intimate, 100 seats, but we're excited to be in here on this big, beautiful stage in the historic Claremont Opera House for sure. The cast for Emma consists of regional actors. We've got folks from Lebanon, from Claremont, from Newport, Charlestown. We've got some folks from Vermont. We also have some alumni coming back from our Academy program. They've been in New York City studying for the past year and in other areas, and so they've come back this summer to also partake in our production of Emma. So we've got a nice rounded cast. We've got some newbies, some folks who've never been on stage before. So I think it's going to be a wonderful night out for the family. If you're not familiar with the story of Emma, it's one of Jane Austen's best or favorite novels, if you will, for most folks. It's a romantic comedy, a rom-com. It tells a story of Emma, who's a privileged, a little bit conceited young lady of the period, Regency period, and her matchmaking efforts. Emma is a funny piece, it's a lighthearted piece, and we selected that piece for that reason. We definitely can use some levity right now, and so we thought bringing this piece that was accessible, but also introduced us to a different time period and some fun characters, both for our actors and for the audience. We felt like that would be a good fit for where we are right now. So we're excited to bring this to the stage for sure. So the production will open on July 21st, and that's a Thursday, at 7:30 here at the Opera House. So we'll also play that Friday and Saturday at 7:30, and we also have a matinee on Saturday. So we're actually doing 2 shows on a Saturday. You can get your tickets at the Claremont Opera House box office, but you can also order them online at the Claremont Opera House website. I would encourage you to do so sooner than later. We do have limited seats. We purposely kind of shrunk the size of the audience. So if you want to get here and see this, you definitely want to get on tickets. They're selling pretty well right now. Amplified Arts, currently we're located right in downtown Pleasant Street, Claremont. If you want to learn more about what we are or who we are and what we're doing, you can visit our website at amplifiedartsnh.com. We will be mounting a fall production, so you definitely want to get online and check out that information. So we're excited to be here producing Emma for a couple reasons. First of all, I've produced several shows at the Claremont Opera House over the years. Back in 2006, when my very, very first show that I ever directed on the Claremont Opera House stage actually happened to be Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. So it's kind of fun that I'm now returning 10 years since I've directed here with another Jane Austen piece. I definitely like the symmetry of that, and I feel like this is a great piece for our community to come together and to support local arts here in the Claremont and the Sullivan County region, which is so important. Our creative economy is here, it's thriving, it wants to grow, and we need the support of our community to make that happen. So please, come to the show. If you see the show and you like the show, spread the word and support local arts.
Thanks, Shelly. So much going on as the reins of COVID are slowly lifted. Nice to have a somewhat normal summer. Next week, we'll be back here at the Refinery Restaurant and Market in Andover for another behind-the-scenes look at their culinary creation process. Kathy Lowe and her gang will preview this year's Sutton events. Hannah Flanders of the Kearsarge Food Hub revisits a family-friendly event celebrating food, farms, and community. And we'll close with an interview I did with Larry Ballin at the Musterfield Farm. Don't miss our Game of the Week second season with great replays from the past. This week we'll show the 2021 gridiron match between Kearsarge and Stevens. All our games play on NCTV 8, Roku, and Apple TV at 12 and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays. All our past games and programs can be found on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. Use the search function on the website. I'm Abby Peel. Join me again at this same time next week at the Refinery Restaurant in Andover as they present another Yankee Chronicle. Stay safe, everyone.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the Country Press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. MainStreet Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. MainStreet Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.